pretty sure this is not what they meant.
Rated R, coming soon, only on Prime.
Your gut is like a garden, growing both good bacteria and bad. That balance is key to a healthy gut environment. Benefiber's plant-based prebiotic fiber gently nourishes the good bacteria, working with your body to help your gut and you flourish effortlessly every day. Grow what feels good with Benefiber.
Dove Men Plus Care Home Body Deo protects you everywhere. Here, when you're there. There, when you're here. Down there. Dove Men Whole Body Deo. Care that goes everywhere. Everywhere.
This is so we can go on television and let everybody know. Okay, all right. So welcome back once again, Chris Allen, along with Darius Mack, Micah Henson, and Morgan Hoover. We've been covering this intense weather all night long, and now we're breaking in on NBC and CBS 40 for this, a brand new tornado warning. This is now going to be out for portions of pretty much all of Simpson County, southern Warren County, and then a good chunk of Allen County, and that goes to, what was the expired time?
1 a.m. Central Time.
1 a.m. And it's because of this Boeing segment right there that is about to move into the Franklin area. It's just moved through Auburn and Middleton, now moving into Simpson County. We're noticing that there could be some spin right there on the leading edge of that Boeing segment. Even if we don't have a tornado, it's going to produce damaging straight line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. And we're seeing numerous lightning strikes, more than what we're showing here, but cluster lightning is one of the giveaways that there's something going on here. And then we're seeing a little bit of, some rotation that's right there along the line. It could be very small and very brief, but if it's going to happen, it's going to happen right there along 31W and moving in pretty quickly to the Franklin area. So Franklin, you need to be seeking shelter right now. Salmons, which is just north of Franklin as you go up 31W, even South Union along 68, the Petros community. Now we're getting into Warren County. Petros, Rockfield, Rich Pond, Woodburn, Matlock, Drake, Plano, Three Springs. All of you need to be seeking shelter right now. Bowling Green city limits, it's just right there. So the warning is actually just a little south of that. It doesn't take in the city of Bowling Green, but it does take in Alvaton, Allen Springs, Halfway, Trammell, Claypool. I mean, it goes on over pretty much to Rocky Hill. This is all the Barron River Lake area and over toward Barron County. So you see the times listed here. Those are the approximate times that possible tornado could be affecting your area. So a pretty wide area, and I hear the sirens going off here in Bowling Green as they do with any kind of tornado warning.
Yeah, and this is right away. 1W is where we're seeing the leading edge of this Boeing segment, and it's possible that right in the area where I kind of just drew out, if we can punch up full screen with Barron, right along the area where I drew out these arrows is where we're kind of seeing that inflow and outflow of this storm. So this is in the area for places like Simpson County and southwestern Warren County right now is an area where we could potentially see a possible spin-up tornado. So again, right along 31W, you're looking at the Woodburn area, the Salmons area there into Simpson County at this time. That is an area to watch for the strongest part of this storm. Regardless if there's a tornado or not, you got some very gusty winds with this. I mean, you can actually expect a pretty fast-moving storm in that area, and wind gusts exceeding 60 miles per hour. So I can pull up velocity to see areas where we could see possible rotation with this. And notice it's not showing up very well, but what this looks like to me is more so a gust front with the potential of a quick spin up right along the leading edge of this. I'm going to query a pixel query. You can actually see those wind speed estimates again, right around 60 miles per hour. This is again into portions of Simpson County and southwestern Warren County, the Woodburn community right now, getting in with very heavy rain and very gusty winds. And so it's right along in these areas where we could see that possible spin up as possibility there. So I'm going to pull up a closer site to see if there's a better
Yeah, I was going to
idea.
suggest going to Hopkinsville.
So the Hopkinsville site. So you're looking
Yeah,
again some broad rotation here, but there could be something near, say, Salmons there into Simpson County as well as even near the Woodburn area.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of one of those areas right along the leading edge of this is an area where we could see that spin up.
we're seeing you can almost make out again another S right there. That's where some of the most intense winds are coming out to the east toward Woodburn. And if something is going to spin up, it's going to be kind of in this general area. But again, it would be small, it would be short-lived, it would be your big destructive tornadoes. We're just not seeing that happening this evening around here. Whatever it would be on a smaller scale. But there are several kinks in that line. You go on down 31W into Simpson County and you go toward Franklin. Let's go down a little bit further. Yeah, there's even little kinks in the line down there, which could be suspect. Let's go to, velocity. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that really shouts or stands out as, something that could be a tornado, but we will continue to watch this and see if the next couple of scans show something that we need to, could be a red flag. There could be something. But notice we're starting to see a little bit more clustering of lightning in that general area. And I see a brightening up of the green here and a little bit deeper red. So this is a suspect area. There's an update, very broad, but up here where I was showing you the brighter green and the darker red, and notice there's a clustering of lightning right there just east up 31W, and that's Bowling Green. So this is just a little bit south of town where we're seeing some of that very broad rotation. It's not very tight. It's kind of, big in radius. This would be 65, and that's the beginning of 165 that goes up to the west of Bowling Green or the Natcher. So that's where you're looking at it right there. Plano is right in there. That would be 231 Scottsville Road. So in that general area is where there could be something that you may have to pay attention to and could produce something pretty quickly. But then the good news is, Darius, if something does spin up, it usually doesn't last long.
Yeah, these are typically don't last too long, especially when it comes to Boeing segments, because you're getting more so. These happen. The reason you can get spin ups is when you have, of course, the gust front gusting out ahead of the storm, and then the winds that are trying to catch up on the back end can cause that rotation. But in these cases, these are short-lived tornadoes. If there is one, they're typically short-lived and not very strong tornadoes.
Yeah, we're just going to have to, really keep an eye on this one. Because it's not standing out in the way that some of the others have back to the west. It's not like you can look at it and go, oh, it's there, or it's there. Or,
I mean, it could be,
there is the most suspect area,
yeah.
I think, which is right along the beginning of 165, and as it meets up with Nashville Road, which is 31W, because we're looking now on the outer skirts of Bowling Green. We're starting to hear some very heavy rain now at our studios downtown. We're seeing 4 lightning strikes here. This would be Scottsville Road, 231, as it goes into Simpson or Allen County. the Drake community, Plano is in there. We're thinking in that general area, but it's moving north and east. So you're hearing, if you're in Bowling Green or Warren County, you're hearing the sirens that are going off right now because of the tornado warning.
And yeah, very strong winds with this system.
Oh yeah, look at the cameras.
We can pull up the Scottsville Road camera, which I should have in one of these frames. Here we go. So we're gonna pull up the Scottsville Road camera. We are actually looking from the Wingate Hotel, courtesy of AAA Systems, and there's a live view there as you see reduced visibilities. I mean, this
almost
is
constant lightning.
Yeah, certainly, and wind-driven rain is what we are following so far with that, and you are really seeing that as that continues there. There's another lightning strike, so you're really getting in with some very intense winds. Again, right around 60 miles an hour or potentially greater. Radar return is showing that Boeing segment out there, so that's what we're seeing so far. Again, we're looking towards the south there, positioned from Scottsville Road from Wingate Hotel.
That is crazy. I hope that most people are not, people are not out in this. I hope that, that is such a wind-driven rain that I don't see how anybody could see the road. And on top of that, it's almost a quick flood of rain, so much so that you're not going to be able to see the road in some cases because of the water.
And even here in downtown Bowling Green, I can pull up another camera that we have from Reservoir Hill, where it's showing. Look at that! I mean, that is. You know, I know earlier we were showing you this, and we were saying how the rain was moving in different directions. Well, the rain's really moving in different directions.
You can't even see downtown.
Yeah, it is just so much heavy rain coming in with this system right now. So that's what we're seeing right now with this particular cell that does have that tornado warning. It doesn't necessarily include downtown Bowling Green, though.
What does Fountain Square look like?
I can pull up Fountain Square real fast.
Chris.
And
we've got a 55-mile-per-hour wind gust in Franklin at the last 5 minutes since the last time the Mesonet updated.
Yeah, I believe.
This is along this cold front. Over the past 30 minutes, we've jumped our temperature from. It still says 77 degrees. But looking on the site right now, we're looking at 66, 67 degrees. We've seen a 10-degree jump down within the past 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah,
look at it, it's just rushing across the road there.
Yeah, I thought I saw the lights blink there for just a second.
Yeah, we've got about 800 outpower in Warren County, and that's really just growing every time I refresh.
This is the part that we've been waiting for.
6,000 without now.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the part of the storm we've been waiting on. If you need verification, there it is.
We have a comment on Facebook. Someone lives in a new subdivision and just saw a porta potty go flying.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Well, the winds are that strong. So
that's all the damage that's out there. Yeah, but if you have any kind of, hopefully you've secured any loose objects way before today or tonight, because we told you there was going to be this kind of wind. The worst of the storm right now, well, it's blowing right through Bowling Green, but it's also blowing right south of Bowling Green. As you can see here, this is Scottsville Road right here. And Plano Road is right in there. This is the beginning of what becomes 165 right there as it meets up with 65 and continues to go north. That's 65 south into Simpson County. But this is 231 Scottsville Road, and it's right in there. The most intense part of the storm. Out the greatest winds, the heaviest rains, and there could be a spin up of a tornado anytime, but right now We have not heard of that or seen that on the radar. But I think the issue with this is there's enough energy out there, enough spin that's out there rolling through the southern part of Bowling Green that there could be a brief spin up. Again, these are not going to be, if something happens, it's not going to be a big tornado. It would be something small that causes a little bit of damage. And the wind itself within that area that's passing through is, can knock over some things. So, we just got to keep that in mind.
Radar,
I was going to ask you to do that. And
radar estimated wind speeds, again, that
Wow.
doesn't necessarily mean that these are the winds that we are actually getting,
True.
but over 70 miles an hour with this front that is moving in and where we can actually have that possible quick spin up. So this seems to be near or just south of the Memphis Junction area and near the Three Springs area and near the Rich Pond area is where I'm following the most intense part of this storm right now. And so, or it is the Three Springs area, that is, but it is certainly near the Rich Pond area and the Rockfield area, as you guys are getting in with the intense part of this storm, Woodburn as well. So
yeah,
this is, again, moving east rather quickly at about 60 to 65 miles an hour. And again, it's very gusty winds with this. I mean, I think we can say right around 70 miles per hour with this.
Yeah. I'm getting some notes from friends of mine who are texting me. Lightning has been nonstop
Okay.
with strong winds. And we saw that on one of the cameras. There was just like constant flashing of lightning. Also, power is out at Ivan Downs. That is going to be out in the Elrod Road area, which is going to be south edge of town where we're seeing the worst of the weather right now. So, yeah, I'm going to, with this kind of energy, even though it's not necessarily a tornado, there's wind energy here to do some damage, to knock out power, knock down some trees. Remember, the ground is soaked already, and now it's being soaked over once again, and it's going to loosen up any of those trees, especially small trees that have been put out. And if those trees fall on a power line, then there goes your electricity. But I am not, there are little instances here and there where it looks like there maybe wants to be some rotation, maybe a broad rotation, but I don't see anything that's really tight that would tell me, that would send up a red flag signal that, hey, there's a tornado there. There's just not at this point. But what's coming through right now is rough enough, as you have seen, verified on the cameras. And if you're out in it or near it or looking out your window, noticing all the lightning and the very heavy winds and rain, it's a bad night outside. And we're still seeing some of the lightning and again, this is not representing every single lightning strike, but this is telling us there's a lot of lightning, a lot of electrical energy within that gust front as it moves through.
Yeah, so that gust front again, bringing some considerable winds into the area right now, and we saw that with some of the images from the live cams from earlier. So the strongest part of the storm, right on top of the Rich Pond area to southern Warren County. It is approaching the Three Springs area as we're looking at that possible rotation as well, just near or just south of the Memphis Junction area. Again, it's not very well defined. So what we could have, again, is a possible spin up right along the leading edge of this gust front that is moving in and bringing some intense wind speeds. So again, near the Memphis Junction area, and the Rich Pond area. Those areas you want to already be in your safe place. The Plano area already want to be in your safe place right now. Greenwood, you are under the tornado warning as well as the Hardcastle area, Green Hill area, Motley area, Claypool area, Alvaton. Looking at obviously there are right along Scottsville Road and places towards the south under that tornado warning at this time.
And don't forget, Scottsville, you are also under that tornado warning as it extends further east, and it's going to be your turn next to be in on this gust front. It's going to move toward Allen Springs, Gold City, which Gold City's already been hit hard with heavy rain and gusty winds tonight. Halfway, which is down 231 Scottsville Road, there's Scottsville. As you see, the tornado warning extends all the way to Barren River Lake. So this is coming your direction, and as Darius pointed out, it's moving at about 60 miles per hour. In fact, there is the new scan, and look how far it's moved. I mean, it's now moving into the western section of Allen County, and it's coming down Scottsville Road towards Scottsville. Look at the energy there. Lots of energy and straight line winds. And like I said, the tornado warning is there because there could be that brief spin up that happens where it would be right there where that notch is. Right there, just south of the halfway community. Notice lightning is now starting to show up around that little inflow notch. We may start to see lightning cluster around that. If it's trying to spin up something, it would be most likely in that area. There's another little suspect area up here. Those are the little nuances that we look for. If there's going to be something, it's going to be along those areas. And there is halfway, and notice a little bit brighter green, some darker red. There's some, just maybe some broad rotation going on there at that kink in the line, which is a little sus, as they say. Did I get the? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what you saw and you heard what came through here, it's starting to quiet down now. And even some good news, some of the counties back west of us are being shaved out of the tornado watch, which means now that we're getting the shear east of us, you look back to the west, Butler County, go to bed. Go to bed. Even Russellville, Logan County, Muhlenberg County, Ohio County, you guys head to bed if you want to. If you're staying up worrying about the weather, west of us, the tornado watch is over. We're getting more and more flash flood watches and warnings, though, back to the west because of the heavy rain. The heavy rain and the thunder is going to continue for the rest of the night or morning now and off and on throughout the day. That's just with the heavy rain. But the most potent part, or the most energized part of this system, is happening right now as this part of the storm is moving off to the east and northeast. Once this passes, you're in the clear as far as severe weather. So places like west of Smiths Grove and now Bowling Green, all that noise a few minutes ago, it's all over here. But you're going to continue to get a lot of heavy rain and rumbles of thunder for the rest of the night throughout the day today. So, but if you're worried about severe weather, you don't have to worry about it west of Bowling Green for the rest of the overnight.
And Chris, it looks like that same storm that did have that does have the tornado warning with it for portions of Warren and now into Barron and northern sections of Allen County. It looks like the worst of that storm is now pressing towards the east. We have severe thunderstorm warning out for portions of Edmonson County as well as for Hart County, Barron, Metcalf. Looks like Greene County, Taylor County, and as well as for Adair County. That goes until 1:30 Central Time. And this storm is moving pretty quickly. Let me draw this out again just to show you some of the communities that are within the path of this storm. It's moving rather quickly towards the north and east, right around 80 miles an hour. So it is actually gaining speed. I think the last update it was moving at 70 miles an hour. So Apple Grove, Bon Air, this is all happening now. We're looking at Rocky Hill, Union City, Mammoth Cave area. This is all happening right now with the intense part of the storm now pressing into your area. Beckton community at just in the next couple of minutes. Highland Springs here in just the next few minutes as well. You're looking, say, towards Cave City here within the next 5 minutes as this fast-moving storm is approaching your area. We got wind gust with this right around 6 miles per hour. And so that, again, is a wind-driven system that is pressing your way.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of reports of power outages. There's a power outage in the Woodburn area. A report of a tree that fell on a house. It doesn't say where. Several reports of power outages across the area. Then we're seeing.
Yeah, we've got about 8,000 people in Warren County without power right now.
Yeah, and I'm also reading that various fire departments are being sent out to a couple of places, not because of fire, but because of downed trees and because power is out. And of course, you know, if a tree is down, it could be blocking a road somewhere with the very gusty winds that we've been experiencing. So, you know, we knew that something like that would happen. Power is out at Western's Ag Farm. Also power out at Kentucky 185 and Garvin Lane. So, yeah, I mean, this pretty much what we said would be happening with this system as it came through, and it's still yet to arrive in places like Mammoth Cave Park, Park City, Bon Air, that's out 68, and the Cumberland Parkway right here. There's Glasgow, and Glasgow you're going to be hitting here in the next few minutes, because on this radar scan this thing is moving at about 60 miles per hour. So with this radar scan, this is going to be the next update scan would put it pretty much right there on your doorstep. So it's coming your way with those very intense winds that you saw that happened here, blinding rainfall. And so the possibility exists that there could be a brief spin up. I'm seeing people kinks in that line again, that could produce just a brief tornado. Nothing big, not big, long tracking tornadoes. This is not that. These are the smaller ones that can, yes, do a little damage, but they're not the big tornadoes, thankfully.
Yeah, and we are just following closely. Again, this is that same storm that actually caused numerous power outages now across the county. So this is that same storm that's pressing towards the north and east, now through Edmonson County, the Bon Air community there, into Barron County, Park City right now. It is going to be approaching Cave City here within the next few minutes. It's moving east, or if not, it's moving east at about 80 miles per hour, so it is moving very quickly in those areas. Do expect it to approach into Hart County. That includes the Munfordville area. You guys are under that severe thunderstorm warning. Again, that goes until 1:30 a.m. for those areas, and is including Greene County, portions of Metcalf County, into Adair and Taylor counties as well.
And it's just after 1 o'clock now. You're watching WNKY Bowling Green. I'm Chris Allen, along with Darius Mack, Micah Henson, and Morgan Hoover, and we're all just kind of keeping an eye on this weather as it continues to move through. We said it would probably go into the late night hours, into the early morning, and certainly it's doing that. So right now, the tornado warning, which was in effect, has expired. And so now what we have is a severe thunderstorm warning for that same Boeing segment as it moves off to the east and northeast until 1:30. And it even takes in Greene County, Metcalfe, part of Adair County, as you see there. Even Taylor County is involved in that severe thunderstorm warning. And the reason why the area is so large for that warning is because how fast that segment, not the whole thing, but just this segment is moving. And you still see a lot of lightning clustering up now south of Cave City. And that little kink in the line right there is where we could, if something's going to happen, it's going to be right there. Just a little bit north of Glasgow. That's Highway 90 as it goes into Cave City. So it'll be right there at Cave City. There's a little kink in the line, and you see this radar is estimating the winds could be pushing in one direction at up to 80 miles per hour. We hope that's not the case, but we've had 50 and 60 mile per hour wind gusts here in Bowling Green just with that line as it passed through. But the energy is there. This is a DBZs, 52 DBZs. We look at anything that's especially 50 to 60 DBZs. That's just another way to measure the strength of the storm. And
new tornado warning out.
Now
so,
it's gone to tornado warning.
For portions of Barron, it looks like a small section of Edmonson County that is now into Hart County, Greene, and Taylor counties until 1:30 a.m. That does include Munfordville for that area. So you guys want to already be in your safe place. Again, this is a fast-moving storm. It seems to gain speed, moving at about 80 miles an hour. So I'm going to look at the updated tag here from the National Weather Service, and yeah, it's still moving northeast at about 80 miles an hour. We're going to put that storm track on and list those communities. So same areas that are actually under that severe thunderstorm warning, or most of those same areas are under this newly issued tornado warning. So we're going to find at least the strongest part of that storm. We're going to push things northeast at 80 miles an hour, and then we are going to list those communities so that way you guys are alert and aware of this storm that is working its way in your area.
Did you say 80 miles per hour?
80 miles per hour is
holy cow.
This is probably the fastest storm that I've seen so far tonight.
I don't think I've ever seen a storm moving at 80 miles per hour.
Really insane.
That's
how
incredible.
Quickly this thing is moving, and you see which each scan, I mean, it is already it's moving very quickly. Wow. So these areas, Logston Valley, Horse Cave, right now you need to already be in your safe place. The Goodnight community at 1:06 a.m., so it's really just here in the next minute or so. Bear Wallow at 1:07, Griderville at 1:07, Rowlettes at 1:07 a.m., Woodsonville at 1:07 a.m., Munfordville, so Munfordville already need to be in your safe place. That's in the next couple of minutes. This thing is moving at 80 miles per hour. If anything, it's the intense wind gusts. This is the same storm that has caused problems here in Warren County with numerous power outages. So just keep that in mind as this is working its way across the north and east. Muddle Crossing at 1:10. So it's in just about 5 minutes. You're looking at Highsville, Seymour also in the next 5 minutes. Lee Grand at 1:11. Rex, Park, and Hinesdale all at 1:11. So that's really here in the next 5 minutes as well. So really want to be in your safe place right now with those communities that are listed. If you're in those communities, If you are in those communities right now, find your safe place. What is that? The lowest level of your home. If you have a basement, that is the best place to be. If you don't have a basement, find an interior closet or bathroom away from any exterior doors or windows, and also protect your head.